Hey there, thank you so much for joining me today for this Detox Yoga Flow. We just had the holidays and we tend to put things into our bodies that we normally wouldn't, in addition to having a lot of stress and expectations of what we're supposed to do around the holidays. So this is going to be a detox flow. We're going to do a lot of twists to help wring our bodies out and to get rid of some toxins, to let go of things that may be weighing heavily on our mind, or any residual emotional energy that we need to let go of from just having the holidays. So let's go ahead and get started. Come down onto your back. And just start to pull your knees into your chest. And maybe rock a little bit from side to side and just get a feeling of what's going on in your body. Are your hips feeling a little bit tight? Maybe your breath is a little bit congested. Your back a little bit sore. You know, just checking in, taking a few deep breaths, inhaling through your nose. And let's take our first few exhalations through the mouth, just opening the mouth and sighing all the air out. Doing that a few more times. Inhale. And opening your mouth and exhale. One more time at your own pace. Inhale. And open your mouth, exhale. Good. Just coming into a brief happy baby, bringing the soles of your feet up toward the sky, reaching up, pulling on the soles of your feet, and pulling the knees down beside your ribs. And you can rock a little bit from side to side here. That sometimes feels good on the back. And then go ahead and bring your knees back together. Bring your arms out to the sides. And take a breath in. And on your exhalation, we're going to drop the knees over toward the right elbow. And then take your left or your right hand on top of the left knee. And if you'd like, you can just look out over your left shoulder. Still breathing nice and deeply. And then inhale, bring it on back up. And as you exhale, dropping over to the other side, dropping the knees to the left, reaching your right arm out to the right, left hand on top of your right knee. Just a gentle twist, waking up the spine, starting to wring out the organs. Relax your face, the hinge of your jaw. Let your shoulders relax down. And take another breath here. Then inhale, bring the knees back up. Give yourself another squeeze. And then we're just going to start rocking up to the tailbone, rocking back to the shoulder blades. Just massaging your spine, making sure not to roll up on the neck. Just to the shoulder blades, to the top of the shoulder blades, and then to the tailbone. Maybe you come up so far your feet start to touch. And we're going to keep doing this until we gain enough momentum to eventually come up. So just rocking a few more times. You can use your hands. Try not to use your hands though. And just press on up to standing. And then come up to the top of your mat, feet together or hip distance apart. I'm just taking a moment here, drawing the tailbone down. Lifting the kneecaps, so engaging the quadriceps, and then inhale, reach your arms way up. Get really long through the side body, and then exhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart, and just let your shoulders fall down away from your ears. And take a few cycles of breath here. As you inhale, the belly is going to round toward the front of the mat, and as you exhale, pulling the belly button back and toward the spine, emptying all of the air from your lungs. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And as you stand here, just rooting down through the soles of your feet, just feeling the connection that your feet are making with the earth beneath you, feeling completely supported. One more cycle of breath. And open up your eyes. Inhale, reach your arms. Maybe taking a little back bend. And then exhale, open your arms wide. Lead with your heart. Come all the way down nice and slowly. Feel the back of the legs opening up. Feel free to bend your knees as much as you need to. And just resting your chest down on your thighs. So bend your knees a little bit more if you haven't already. And drop your chin in toward the chest. And if you feel ready, you can straighten out the legs or you can keep the knees bent. With the knees bent, it just gives you a little bit more space in the low back. And let's start right away with a twist. We're going to take the right hand right below our face and bend the right knee and reach up through the left arm. You can bend that right knee as much as you need to. Or you can straighten it out a little bit if you have the space to do that. Inhale, reaching up through the left fingertips. And exhale, closing it up. Left hand touches down. And the left knee bends, reaching up through the right fingertips. Right leg straight, if possible. You can still keep it bent if you need to. And then you can either keep that left knee bent, or maybe if you have the space, you can start to straighten it. You can feel free to come up onto the left fingertips as you reach up through the right fingertips. Inhale, reaching up a little taller. And then exhale, fold it on down. Reach back, interlace your fingers. And maybe just keeping the hands right here is enough. Or you can reach the arms up and overhead. Coming back to the breath over and over as often as you need to. Let the breath help keep you anchored to the present moment. Drop your chin down toward your chest for the last breath. Good. Bring the hands back down to the sacrum. Let them fall down in front of you. And then bend your knees, rolling yourself up. Coming up nice and slowly, bone by bone. Neck and the head is the last to come up. And then inhale, reach your arms. Another little back bend maybe, and then exhale, start to fold it back down. Place your hands on your shins, and then inhale, find a halfway lift. Sending the inner thighs way back, drawing the shoulder blades down the back and toward one another. On an exhale, fold. Step one leg back and then the other leg back, coming into our first push-up plank position. Fingers are spread wide apart. Inhale, spread your collarbones. Lifting the back of the thighs up toward the sky. And then exhale, right on back to downward facing dog. Again, if your hips are a little tight, feel free to separate the feet a little wider. Otherwise, just keep them about hip distance apart. Pressing down through, your fingers spread wide apart. Pressing into the arms, into the hands. Getting a little longer through the legs. Bend your knees if you need to. And then inhale, roll to a push-up. And exhale, drop your knees, drop your chest down between your thumbs. Chin comes down, elbows stay in. And then inhale, slide your heart through your hands. Point your toes. Feel the hip points pressing down. Roll the shoulders away from your ears. And press up to a little cobra. Still breathing, inhale. And then exhale, coming back to child's pose just for a moment. You can come here anytime you need to, when you need a rest. And then inhale, back to a push-up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the hands back about 1 hand distance. And then press down through the left hand. Reach that right hand underneath you and out to the outer left calf. You can also bring it up a little higher, or you can bring it down a little lower, whatever you can reach. And you can start to twist yourself, looking up underneath your left arm, navel to spine. And then coming back, setting that right hand down, pressing back into your shortened downward dog. And then press down through the right hand, and take that left hand and thread it underneath you to the outer right leg. And then you can start to twist yourself up and underneath that right shoulder. Breathing nice and deeply. Good. And coming on back, walk the hands back up, find your push-up, and then press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's lift the right leg. Let's just lift it hip height for now. Reach out through that right heel. Just taking a moment, letting any blood that's been stuck down in the ankles or anywhere down in the calf muscles, just giving it a chance to come back down toward the heart for recirculation. Then you can lift it up a little higher, doing your best to keep the hips squared. Still pressing down through your hands, arms nice and straight. And then exhale, lower the leg down. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Still reaching down through the right heel. And just again, taking a moment here, pressing down into the hands, fingers spread wide apart. And then lifting that leg up a little bit higher. And set it on down. Inhale, come up on your toes, bend your knees, look up between your hands, and walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, look up and lengthen. And exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, look up and lengthen. And exhale it out. Let's reverse the dive. Come all the way up with a flat back. Reaching way up, bending back. And exhale, hands come together in front of your heart. Standing up nice and tall, bring your feet all the way together, still standing at the top of your mat. And let's reach our arms up, interlace the fingers, coming into steeple mudra, just releasing the two first fingers and crossing the thumbs. Try to keep your biceps beside the ears, if at all possible. And then inhale, get nice and tall. And then exhale, we're going to drop over to the right. Pressing down through the outer left foot, keeping your chin up off your chest. That right arm stays nice and straight. Draw your tailbone in a bit. And then inhale, come on up. And then exhale to the left. And stretching out the right side of your body, pressing down through the right foot. Maybe looking up a bit, pulling the right shoulder back, left shoulder slightly forward as you reach through the fingertips. Breathing. I know it's a little hard to breathe here. And just doing the best that you can. And then inhale, come on up. And then exhale, open your arms, take a fold. Inhale, find that halfway point, halfway lift, spine is long. And exhale, bring it on down. Inhale, step back, top of a push-up. And we're going to lower down. You can either do knees, chest, and chin, or if you're feeling nice and strong, you can rock slightly forward so the elbows stay over the wrists and lower yourself into a low plank. You can inhale the cobra or flip over the toes, coming into upward facing dog. Press down into the hands, drop the belly, collarbones wide, looking up. And exhale, back to downward facing. Inhale, right leg lifts. And exhale, step it all the way through in between the hands and drop your left knee down, top of the foot flat. And just sinking down here, letting your chest rest on that front thigh. We'll take a twist. Left hand reaches down inside of the right foot, and then reach up through the left hand, or the right hand. Sorry, pull the right shoulder back. You can stay here or bend that back leg, bending at the knee, grabbing hold of the toes. So right hand reaches for the left toes. And then you can move your left hand out a little bit and just open up the heart here. And go ahead and release it on down. Take the right hand to the inside of the right foot, come up off of that back knee, spin the heel down, and then come into side angle. Reaching up through the left fingertips. Good. Bring both hands down, start to walk out to a wide-legged fold, parallel the feet. And just fold with both legs straight. Reaching for the floor through the crown of the head. Right hand comes down below the face. Inhale, reach the left arm up. You want to keep the left hip drop down in line with the right. If you need to, you can keep the hand on the hip, the left hand on the hip to make sure they stay level. And pulling your left shoulder open. And exhale, bring it down. Left hand touches down, right arm reaches up. And again, dropping down through the right hip. If you need to, if you notice it's popping up a lot, you can keep your hand right on the hip. And on an exhale, come on down. Start to walk the hands toward the right foot. Spin the toes toward the top of your mat. Coming back into your lunge. Inhale, reach your arms high. And exhale, bring the hands down. Step it back, downward dog. You can stay here and breathe, or you can follow me through a vinyasa. Inhale, top of a push-up. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale. We all meet in downward dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. And exhale, step it all the way through. Drop your right knee down, top of the foot flat. And then just sinking down into the hips here. Not taking it too seriously right away. Just letting some of your weight be supported by the front leg. Notice the breath moving through your body. Maybe a little more easily than it was when we first started. Getting ready for our twist. Right hand stays down. And then reach up through the left fingertips. Face is soft. Whenever your mind starts to wander off, coming back to the breath. Feel free to stay here, or bending the back knee, reaching back with the left hand for the right foot. And then you can move that right hand out of it and open up the heart. Pull your left shoulder open. Take another breath here. Relaxing the hinge of your jaw. Good. Reach it up and back. And then exhale, bring the left hand down to the inside of the left foot. Come up off that back knee. Spin the heel down so the foot is flat. And then reach up through the right fingertips. Keep pulling the right hip open. Left seat draws under. And then bring that hand down. Start to come into a wide-legged fold from the other side. Sorry, I have my butt to you. And just take a few breaths here. Good, and then start walking the hands back toward the left foot. Spin the left foot toward the front of your mat. Spin up on the ball of the back foot. Back into that lunge for a moment. Inhale, reach your arms. And exhale, hands come down. Tuck the back toes, step up, top of a forward fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen. And exhale, fold. Let's reverse the dive. Inhale, come all the way up, reaching way up, taking that back bend. And exhale, hands in front of the heart. We'll just take a moment here, keeping the palms together, softening your shoulders down, away from your ears, and close your eyes and feel the breath. And open your eyes. Inhale, arms reach. Bring the feet all the way together. I'll turn towards you. Squeeze the legs together and sit back chair. So you're going to sit the hips back. You're going to want to wiggle the toes because you want your weight in the heels. So just make sure you're not putting too much weight in the front of the feet. And smile. We're going to take a twist. You can stay right here. This is fine. If you want to take a twist with me, bring the palms together. Inhale. And we're going to twist to the right, so we're going to hook the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Press the palms into one another. Open the heart to the right. Check in with the knees. That left knee is going to want to sneak up past the right. Just draw it back. Drop the hips and take another breath. And then inhale back to center. And the exhale, we're going to take the twist to the other side. So palms come together, right elbow hooks on the outside of the left knee. Press the palms into one another and spin your heart to the left. You still want to be able to wiggle the toes. Breathing deeply. One more breath. And then inhale, reach up, spin the pinkies in. And then exhale, we're going to fold it forward. You can separate your feet as wide as your mat here. And just fold over your legs, holding on to opposite bicep. And just coming back to your breath. Let your chin drop in toward your chest. Good. Let your arms hang. And then start to reach your arms beside the ears. Bend your knees so the chest rests on your thighs. And then drop the hips, coming into bear pose. Reaching out through the hands, chest, the ribs stay connected with your thighs. And breathe. Dropping the hips a little lower. Reaching out through the hands. Relax your face. Take another breath. And exhale. Fold. Heel toe the feet back in, a good distance apart. Inhale, look up and lengthen. And exhale, fold. Hands come down and step it back, top of a push-up. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, heart lifts. And exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to take 3 cycles of breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale it out. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Walk your hands to your feet. And then roll yourself up. Inhale, reach your arms. Take that back bend. And exhale. Hands come together in front of the heart. Good. We're going to turn sideways on the mat. So step out nice and wide. When you reach your arms out, you want your ankles underneath the wrists. And you're going to spin the right toes out toward the top of your mat. Either keep the left toes as they are facing the edge of your mat, or spin them in about 45 degrees. Re-square your hips to the side of the mat. Reach your arms out. Reach with the right hand. Drop that right hand down to the ankle or to the shin, never the knee, and reach up through the left fingertips. If it's okay on your neck, you can look up toward the hand. Otherwise, just look off to the side or look down. Maybe taking that arm over the ear, palm faces down if you do, and then roll your heart up toward the sky. Pull the left shoulder back. If you extended that arm over the ear, reach it back up. And then take a look down at that front foot. Bend the knee a little bit, and then step the back foot in quite a bit, maybe about halfway. And then start to square your hips toward that front leg. Inhale, lengthen. Getting a little taller, longer through the spinal column. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Pulling that right hip crease back. And exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Trying to bring your forehead toward the shin. And let's revolve our triangle. So we're going to take the left hand on the inside of that front foot, or even to the outside. So whatever feels most comfortable for you right now. Keep pulling the right hip crease back. Start to reach up through the right fingertips. Navel to spine. Stay nice and long through the torso. Ground it down through the feet. Trying not to grip with the toes. And on an exhale, come on down. Start to bend that right knee just a bit. Take the right hand a little ways out in front of that foot. Start to lift up the back leg, coming into half moon. When you're ready, you're going to start to turn the left hook out to the left. You can keep the left hand on the left hip to start. Stacking left hip on top of the right. Lifting that left leg up as much as you can. Eventually, your left arm is going to be straight, fingertips pointing up toward the sky, and then the gaze will follow. Take another breath. Maybe take it a little further. And exhale, bring it on down. Step to a forward fold, and fold over your legs. Knees bent or legs straight. Reach back, interlace your fingers. Take a shoulder stretch. Good, and then inhale. Come on up with a flat back. Maybe drop the knuckles down toward the tailbone or beyond, and bend it back. And then slowly coming back up, hands together in front of the heart. And then stepping back out nice and wide. Arms out just to check in, wrists underneath the ankles. And then when you get there, spin the left toes out. Right toes either pointed toward the edge of your mat or spin the foot in. Press down to the outer edge of that back foot. Arms reach out. Reach, reach, reach with the left hand until that right hip pops up. Left hand comes down to the ankle, the shin, never the knee. Reach up through the right hand. Pull the right hip open, draw the left seat under. You want to keep your chest open here in triangle pose. So if you notice you're leaning forward too much, you might want to give yourself a little more space by walking the hand up a little further. If you did it on the other side, arm over the ear, palm faces down, and then pull that right shoulder open, opening the chest, presenting your heart to the sky. And then inhale, reach it up if you extended the arm. And then take a look down at that left leg. And start to bend the knee, walk the hand out a little bit, step the back foot in. And then start to square your hips toward that left leg. Inhale, get a little bit longer through the spine. And then exhale, fold. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Pulling the left hip crease back. Forehead toward the shin. And just getting ready for half moon on the other side. So start to put the weight into the left foot. Walk your left hand out in front of that left foot. Start to pick up the right foot. And start to spin the right toes out to the right, stacking the right hip on top of the left. Feel free to keep the right hand on the right hip. You can even keep it down, that's fine too, until you find your balance. Lifting that right leg up. Flexing the right foot. And when you feel ready, maybe reaching the right fingertips toward the sky. And breathe. Good. Bring it on down. Right foot touches down, forward fold toward the back of your mat. Reach back, interlace your fingers. Then we're going to bend the left knee, open the heart out to the right, send your hands over toward the left. Good. Come back to center, bending the right knee, straightening out the left, dropping your hands to the right, and opening your heart to the left. And back to center, just folding here. Hands down toward the low back, let them slide down in front of you. Bend the knees, roll yourself up. Inhale, reach your arms, enjoying all the space that you're creating in your body. Opening the arms up, and then bringing the hands back together in front of the heart. Just taking a moment here in standing mountain pose before we come back down onto the mat. Notice how The breath is now moving through the body since you created some more space and brought awareness to it. Release the arms down. Let's come on down. Come into a seated twist. Bring the legs out first. You can reach back, pull the seat back a little bit. Take the right leg, cross it over the left. Left leg can stay straight. Right hand behind the back. Inhale, reach up through the left hand. And exhale, twisting. Pull your right shoulder back. Press your elbow into the knee. And just take about 3 breaths here. Every inhale helps you to find a little bit more length through the spine. And every exhale, you can pull that right shoulder back, press into the elbow into the knee, and twist a little deeper. And inhale, coming back around, taking a stretch in the opposite direction just because it feels really good. And coming back to center. Right leg extends out, left leg, we're going to cross it over the right. Left hand comes behind you. Inhale first to find some space. And then exhale, elbow to knee, and start to twist. Pull the left shoulder back. Press the elbow into the knee. Inhale, get a little taller. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. And then inhale. Stretch in the opposite direction. And coming on back. Let's come down onto our bellies for bow pose. This is also a really great way to massage the internal organs. Bring your forehead down. Bend the knees. Reach back for the tops of the feet or the ankles, whatever you can reach. And then inhale, lift your head up. This might be enough. This might already be pulling a lot on the quadriceps, the front of the thighs, and it may also be enough of a back bend for you. If you want to take it further, you can start to kick the feet into the hands, lift the knees up, start to stretch out the shoulders and the arms, and breathe. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale. And exhale, kicking up a little higher if you have it in you. And exhale, bring the forehead down. Keep the hands where they are. Lift up the left knee just a little bit. Pull lift up the right knee. Pull the right heel into the glutes. And then release it down. And then lift up the left knee, pulling that left heel in. Your elbows can point up toward the ceiling. And release it on down. Take your hands, press yourself back. Child's pose, keep the knees wide, sit the hips back, rest your forehead down. And walk the hands up, bring the knees together, sitting on the tops of the feet and the heels, and just bring your hands on your thighs. Close your eyes. We'll just take a few moments here. Breathing deeply. Release the hands down, open up your eyes. And we're going to come back over onto our backs. Coming all the way down, scoot your hips toward the heels, lower yourself down. I'm going to come into bridge pose, arms down alongside of you. Make sure not to turn your head, so if you need to watch first, you can. We'll be here long enough so you can watch and do it. Arms down alongside of you, chin in, walk the heels in. Lining the heels up with the sit bones, so you want to keep your feet hip distance apart, pressing down equally through all 4 corners of the feet. Big toe ball joint inner heel, little toe ball joint outer heel. And then start to peel your hips up off of the mat, lifting the back up. And start to work your arms underneath the body. You can continue to hold the heels, or you can interlace the hands underneath you, pressing the wrists down to help to torque the hips up a little bit more. And again, make sure your weight is evenly distributed on the feet. We have a tendency to roll to the pinky toe blade of the feet, but just set the feet back down, pressing down wherever you need to. Breathing deeply. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. One more deep breath. And then start to release the shoulders, the arms from underneath you. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees open up wide. Reach your arms up overhead. Find opposite elbow. Bring your knees back toward one another. Set the feet down. Arms down alongside of you. Take your right ankle, cross it over the left knee, and just let that right knee drop open a little bit. And then lift up that left foot and flex the right foot. That'll help keep the knee from twisting any which way it shouldn't. And then you can reach through the space of the legs with the right hand, around the left leg with the left hand, and either hold on behind the thigh, behind the knee, or down in front of the knee. Starting to open up the outer right thigh. Inhale through your nose and open your mouth and exhale. Inhale. And then as you exhale, just letting go of anything that is no longer serving you, anything that is no longer making you happy, anything that no longer feels good. Just letting that go with the out breath. Keep your legs as they are. Release the arms. Bring the arms out to the sides. And just gently let the left leg, we're going to fall over to the outer edge of that left thigh, and then the sole of the right foot comes down, and then you're going to gently press that right knee up toward the sky. Relax your shoulders. Good, coming back. Release the legs. Realign yourself on the mat if you need to. And then take your left ankle, cross it over the right knee. And then just take a moment, let that left knee open up a bit. Flex the left foot, lift the right foot up, reach through the space with the left hand, around the leg with the right hand, and either behind the knee or down in front of the knee. And just breathing deeply here. We're into the hips, stretching them out. So sometimes it feels really good to exhale through the mouth. A lot tends to come up when we get into the hips. Another breath. And open your mouth, exhale. Good, release the hands. Set that right foot back down for a minute. And then when you're ready, pick it back up, dropping over to the outer edge of that right thigh, setting the left sole of the foot flat, and then that left knee points up toward the ceiling, toward the sky. Relaxing all the muscles around your face, around your eyes, the cheeks, the hinge of your jaw, and just taking another breath. Slowly coming back up, realigning yourself along the mat, and just hugging the knees in. Back to where we started. We've come full circle. Just noticing how things feel now. Maybe you're feeling a little more energized, a little more open. The breath moving freely into the body. Happy baby. Opening up through the hips a little more. And as you pull your feet down, as you pull the knees down, press your tailbone, lengthen it down toward the mat. You can keep it here in happy baby or open up the legs wide, grabbing hold of the inner thighs for support and maybe rotating out the ankles in both directions. Good. Bring the legs back together. Give yourself a good squeeze. Rock on up to seated. Just taking a moment, sitting up nice and tall. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. And just take a moment here. Take a big breath in. Exhale it out. One more time. And exhale. Bowing to your own heart, bowing to your practice, and in all of the ways that it helps us to turn in, to tune in, and to find out what's really going on inside. Thank yourself for taking this time out of your day to do something that feels really good. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day and that your New Year is off to a great start. Thanks for joining me. Namaste.